Okay, I think I'll go through question 6 a bit faster, right? So they give you 5 components on the EM spectrum. 2 other components are missing. Write down the name of the missing components. Now, even though they gave you the wavelength here, they're not expecting you to match the wavelength with the component, right? As mentioned in class, memorizing the wavelength is not necessary, but you need to memorize the order, right? So you know that radio wave, microwave. After that comes infrared, right? So infrared actually fits here, right? Then visible light, what's missing here? UV, ultraviolet, right? And you need to also know that this side, this in this order is increasing wavelength, no, increasing frequency, sorry, right? So this guy is the highest frequency, which must mean that in this direction is lambda increasing, right? So between UV and infrared, your job is to figure out which one has the bigger wavelength, and you can see clearly infrared has bigger wavelength, right? Because this way is bigger wavelength, right? So since infrared has bigger wavelength, you should know that this is the bigger wavelength, and that's how you put infrared here, right? So I say again, this does not imply that you need to memorize the wavelength for infrared, right? You're supposed to do it this way, right? The components that is ionizing, alright, I already told you the dangerous stuff are the high frequency stuff, alright, so any one of these three will do. Alright, what is the use of ionizing radiation? Okay, you can state anything here. Okay, so kills cancer cells, sterilization, basically any of the uses for these three things. Right, so here state one other properties common to all components of EM spectrum. This is a very popular question. Whether to test you in structured or MCQ, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure in some way or form they come out. Alright, so please remember that table in your textbook about what's common about EM spectrum. Right, most importantly, you should know this speed. Alright, sometimes in a question like below, where they ask you calculate frequency, they just give you wavelength of microwaves like that. Then you ask, how come don't never give me speed? But actually you're supposed to know microwave is a EM wave, and therefore it has a speed of this, right? So yeah, that will end this question.